Hello everybody, Scott Derrick with Blythewood Bee Company, coming to you from Blythewood, South Carolina on this rainy December 9th day of 2018. Tons and tons of snow happening up in North Carolina right now and some of the northern states. I'm glad we don't have it down here. I think there's a little bit of sleet that we may have had, but definitely don't like the snow here. We don't do well here with it in South Carolina. They even have a threat of snow. We close everything down, so definitely don't do real well with it here. But I just wanted to say hello to you again. Got a product that I want to bring to you today called Swarm Commander. I've had requests to do a video on this, how to use it, questions and answers, and I'm going to do that today. Something I've been putting off for a while. Of course, doing these videos is not the easiest thing in the world, and it definitely is time consuming. But before I get into this, the actual explanation of Swarm Commander, some of the questions and answers, I wanted to remind you again about our quest to gain 1,000 subscribers to our YouTube channel. If you would please, would you subscribe to our YouTube channel? And would you share this video as well with friends that may be interested in beekeeping? Also like us on Facebook, because the video does come up on Facebook as well. And share out as much as you possibly can. We would definitely appreciate that. It gets some good information out to beekeepers across the United States as well as locally. And we just want to make sure that we do this. Now, part of the reason for the subscribing is that we want you to be able to be entered into the contest that we have going on, which is basically a giveaway, not necessarily a contest, but a giveaway for a deluxe beginner beekeeping kit. Now, that's going to be a full deluxe beginner beekeeping kit with 2 deeps, 2 mediums, all the frames that go along with it, everything you're going to need, hive tools, smoker, jacket, books, everything else that's associated with getting started beekeeping except for the honeybees themselves that actually go into the box. So we're going to be giving that away. That's a $500 value to a lucky subscriber. So make sure you subscribe and share this out to other beekeeping friends that you may have, and ask them to subscribe as well. Hopefully we'll be able to continue to bring you informational videos, instructional videos, sales and things that we're doing on our store, in our store and on our websites and things of that nature. So please subscribe. Anyway, Swarm Commander. It's a product that I've had out for probably about 3 years now, 4 years now. It's been very successful in the market. It's been a very good product that took us a couple of years to get ready into the market because of the lab time and everything else that it took to testing to make it successful. A little bit about the history of Swarm Commander. I actually, before I got into beekeeping and before I got into beekeeping supply, I worked in the fragrance and flavor arena. What does that mean? Well, I worked with companies like Lance, Keebler, Nabisco, companies like that that purchased flavoring for food, companies like different Bath and Body Works, companies like that on the personal care side that bought fragrances. So I worked with labs and I worked with fragrance houses and flavor houses to create these different things for different companies. In the midst of all of that, I started beekeeping and realized that there were some holes in beekeeping that needed to be filled. And one of those holes was the swarm lure category of beekeeping. It just didn't meet up to my expectations. I had a hard time being able to catch swarms with some of the products that were out on the market and just did not appreciate them at all. They didn't do well, and I knew that I could do better with it. So I sat on it for a little bit, but finally jumped in about 4 years ago and decided to create Swarm Commander. And like I said, we've done really well with it so far. It was created by taking Nasonoff into the laboratory, and basically what we did is we broke Nasonoff down using gas chromatography and mass spectrometry, and then we rebuilt it again synthetically once we broke it down to the basic chemistry. Some people have talked about it being lemongrass oil. It is not lemongrass oil at all. It does have a couple components in it that the lemongrass has, which makes it smell like lemongrass oil, but it is definitely not lemongrass oil. There are different types of Swarm Commander that I have. We have the most popular product that we have is our 2-ounce Swarm Commander bottle. It's a spray that you can spray into your hive. Basically, the way that you're going to do that, you're going to take this product and you're going to spray 2 to 3 sprays on your inner cover and 1 spray across the entrance of your hive, and that's it. Don't put any more in there for at least 7 to 10 days. Now, I've had plenty of guys that have sprayed far too much Swarm Commander in their hives, and when that happens, a lot of times you'll have bees that are actually attracted to it, but then what happens is that they mount themselves to the bottom of the hive. There's quite a few guys out there that have sent me photographs wondering why the bees have mounted themselves to the bottom of the hive, and I'll ask them, well, how many sprays did you put in? And they were like, well, about 7 or 8. I'm like, no, follow the directions on the bottle. It's 2 to 3 sprays on the inner cover, 1 to 2 across the entrance, and that's it. Don't do any more. Because it is a potent, strong product, and it will last for 7 to 10 days. And you should, depending on the weather, depending on humidity, moisture, and things of that nature, you should more than likely rebait it after 7 to 10 days. But the way that you check that is you just go to your hive and you sniff check it. If you can smell it, the bees are going to smell it. Trust me. You don't need to put any more in there if you can smell it. And if you can smell it, it might be a little bit too much in there because after you load it initially, it's going to vape off and dissipate. So that's it about the 2-ounce Swarm Commander. If you have any other questions about this, you can always drop them down below in the description panel, and we will try to answer those questions as much as we possibly can. The second one that I put out was the Swarm Commander Swarm Lure Vials. Now these are actually small, 5 small vials that come in a pack. And the biggest question I have about these is, how do I use them? And I understand that because the products that I was buying before I created this in the little brown paper envelope with the vial had no instructions on how to use these things. So I had no idea how to use it. So I would just take and put it in, to the hive, or I think the brown envelope said that you take and staple it to the inside of your box. Well, I never had any success with that. So here's how I definitely use them. Now, what I'll do is I'll take and flip the cap on these. These are microcentrifugal vials. And basically flip that top on that and take a Q-tip, dip it down inside of there, okay, and swab the front of your hive. All right, really good with that Q-tip. Dip it in there again, drop it in your box, close the vial back up, close your hive back up, you're baited. And it's about 0.5 milliliters in each vial. We overfill them all the time, so you'll probably get 2 or 3 uses out of these vials, but this is not the preferred method. The preferred method is definitely the spray. It's easier to use. Carrying Q-tips along with you, it's not necessarily a hassle, but if you don't have Q-tips with you, what are you going to do? So anyway, definitely the 2-ounce bottle is always the best as far as I'm concerned. This is the old school way, which is fine. If you're stuck in the old school way, great. Buy them. You'll love them. It still has Swarm Commander in it, which is the #1 swarm lure in America, and you will love it. The third one that I put out was Swarm Commander Gel. The same, let me go back to the lures. Same thing applies here. If you can smell, when you have to rebait it, if you can smell it in the hive, you don't need to rebait it. But if you do, rebait it again after 7 to 10 days. I created the Swarm Commander Gel for another reason. There were some people who can't necessarily make it back to their hives every 7 to 10 days. So I created this gel, Swarm Commander Gel, in the 1-ounce bottle. It is a squeeze type. You release this little knob right here, or cap right here, and you squeeze a line, 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch lines in a couple different areas of your hive, and you're good to go. Usually I say corners, maybe even the front of your bottom board, in one of the sides of your bottom board. That's a great place to put it as well. And this lasts for about 20 days, a little bit longer actually, depending on the weather. Humidity level can dry it up. Moisture can wash it away, things of that nature. So just be knowledgeable when you go into your hive, where you put it, and if you still need to rebait it again. And you can smell this, but it is time released. So over a certain amount of time, it will vape off out of that gel. But the bees can smell it, trust me. They can definitely smell it. And this is a good product as well. This is probably one of our newer products of all of them. And this is done very, very well. I believe MANN carries this, and a few other of the majors carry it. I don't think DADANT carries that, but DADANT carries the spray, and I think they carry the lures. Kelly carries the spray, the lures, and the super lure. I don't think they have the gel though, but since this is the newest one, some people just don't have enough room on their swarm lure page to put all this stuff. So anyway, that's the gel. The last one that I have is the Swarm Commander Super Lure. All right, the Super Lure is a patented process, patented polymer process that infuses Swarm Commander into a silicone type product, a rubber type product. And basically this product will last for 90 days. So if you've got an out yard somewhere that you can't get to very often, and it's out there for, miles and miles, and you don't get to it for, maybe, I don't know, a month, 2 months, this is your lure. This lasts for 90 days, if not longer. I've had some people that have told me they've had them last 2 seasons. Now, that's probably the exception rather than the rule, but some people have told me these things will last for 2 seasons. Basically, the way that this works is that you're going to take it out of the package. There is a piece of stretch elastic here, and you're going to take and hang that in your hive however it is that you hang it, whether you use a 5-frame nuke, whether you use a regular swarm trap, whatever it is that you use, you hang that up inside of there, and it should last you for about 90 days. And it is a good product. I've had a lot of success. A bunch of people have posted videos with success with this. Yappy, the bee man, Yappy, if you guys know Yappy used these actually in totes, plastic totes. I'll see if I can't put the video below of that, a link to the video below of that, him using this and then capturing it in a plastic tote, like a Rubbermaid tote. It was crazy. But I've seen a lot of other people a lot of other videos on YouTube where people have used this and had a great success with it. But a lot of the questions and answers, a lot of questions that I get asked about this is Swarm Commander lemongrass? No, it is not lemongrass oil. And the reason why people think it's lemongrass oil is because it has a scent that smells like lemongrass oil. Well, 2 of the major components of Nasonoff are actually exist in lemongrass. So, I can't tell you that it doesn't have some of the same components, but it does. But it is not the complete. Nasonoff has about 7 components in it altogether that create Nasonoff. And Nasonoff is the calling card. Nasonoff is the pheromone that actually allows bees to be gathered to a certain area, wherever that is. You've seen bees fanning their wings, sticking their behinds up in the air, opening that little gland at the back of their behind, which is the Nasonoff gland. That's what they're fanning out. They're fanning out that pheromone, telling all the rest of the bees, hey, this is where we belong. Now those 7 components are the total of Nasonoff, and that's what we've put together with Swarm Commander, and it is definitely not lemongrass, just lemongrass oil. Some people think that, hey, we can just pour lemongrass oil, we're good. That's not true. It's not the same. Now, lemongrass oil will work. I've seen it work, but I've also seen side-by-side comparisons with Swarm Commander and lemongrass oil where the bees have preferred the Swarm Commander over that. So I'm sure it's probably a close comparison, but to me, Swarm Commander is the best. And I think it's proven itself out over the past 4 years. Some people ask me, how long does it last? Well, Swarm Commander will last up to 2 years in the bottle and in the package. All of these products at a minimum of 2 years. Some people ask, do I have to refrigerate it? You don't have to refrigerate this product. Now, it will affect the lifespan of it. It will extend the life of the product. So, yeah, if you refrigerate it, it's fine, but you better double bag it. You better put a couple bags, because Mama is not going to want her refrigerator to smell like Swarm Commander. I'm sorry, she's just not going to like that in any way, shape, or form, but definitely it will extend the life of it. How many times do you need to apply Swarm Commander in your hive? Well, it just varies. It varies on the location that you're in. You know, people up north, people in the extreme south, you know, down by the Mexican border in Texas, in the west and the east, all have different weather and different seasonal things that they have to deal with that are going to affect the way Swarm Commander has to be applied. I say every 7 to 10 days is what it should be for the spray and the lures. The gel every 20 days. This is a 90-day lure. You don't have to worry too much about the weather when it comes to that, so it's not a problem. But you know, like I said, if you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to ask them below. I'll answer as many as I possibly can. I'll also put links back to a couple videos of success stories in the description below, and also, like I said, a link back to the product on the website. And if you have any questions, like I said, don't hesitate to ask. Also, subscribe to the channel if you would, please, and be part of our giveaway, and you enter yourself in to win that deluxe beekeeping starter kit. I think it's going to be somebody's going to be happy with that one, and I'll be happy to give it away. So anyway, thank you so much for checking out our video. We appreciate you. Please share it out, and hey, we hope you have a great weekend to the rest of your weekend, and keep on beekeeping.